What's going on, guys? It's Shawnee Salami. Today we're doing Aberfell, we're attacking, and we're doing it with Sir Frogbert, who's going to be the player showcase today. And just real quick, I apologize it's being a few minutes in. He didn't say if it was okay to record yet, and I had limited time, so I just decided to go with this one because it was also the best game we had. And in case you missed it for the announcement of the series, the plan is to showcase some of the best players in my region, North America East. And a lot of these guys, we know each other because we're high levels. We play the game a lot. The community is not that big. And now the idea behind this is we're going to stick with them, try and stick with them as much as we can at least because, you know, the chaos of the battlefield and all. And use the weapon along with them that you most associate with them. And much like Morgaze, the episode before, we got Frogbert. Sir Frogbert is what he's going by right now. You've seen him if you're in this region. He is a pub stomping machine. And you may be asking why I'm using the longsword if I just mentioned that we're going to be using whatever weapon you associate the player with the most. And that's because Frogbert is one of the most versatile players I know. He plays Vanguard, he plays Footman, and right now he's playing Knight. That's him next to me still, like I said. And he's hard to get a figure on how to play. He's destroying this archer, just cut their head off and is hitting them with it now. You'll love to see it. And what makes him so good is playing to each weapon's strength. So he doesn't have like any kind of one play style that you'll see. Like, remember I talked about Morg in the previous episode being like a Tasmanian devil. So he plays to his weapon strength that he's using, and just because he knows so many of them, it makes it very difficult to fight him if you're on the other team. And the only thing I can pinpoint to him is, you know how you guys talk about my footwork a lot? His is right there with me. And people compare us as like an equal skill level kind of thing, like people put us in the same tier, so to speak. But I would give the edge to him just because he just knows so many different weapons and classes, whereas I stick to Knight a lot, maybe my 4 or 5 weapons, longsword a lot in the videos lately, but you know, I got a few others. And I wouldn't put his footwork just on my level because I'm very full of myself sometimes, but his is really, really good. And again, I think his name of the game is versatility. He could use almost any weapon and be near the top of the lobby, if not the top of the lobby with it. And you also love playing with him because he's an objective player. And by the way, the Discord is going to be in the pinned comment down below. And why that's notable for this episode is Frogbert's actually become my second in command, basically, of the Discord. So now that we have almost 400 members, and it's going 24/7 active, and you can always find people to play with, I needed like a mod team, and because he stepped up in such a big way, we gave him a Game of Thrones themed name, which is kind of like a lot of stuff in the Discord, and he is the Hand of the King, which is kind of funny because my role is not king. But either way, it works out, and please join the Discord because it's been nothing but positive and zero drama. And yeah, so I go to him for anything I want to do. Like he's like the advisor kind of guy, and I'm just grateful to have him as a friend. He's an awesome guy. Another fun thing about playing with him, right, is so we're both very big objective players, and like I mentioned with that footwork thing, where his is extremely good like mine, is since we're always in the same general area, like right here, you know, doing objective, we can fight near each other and we're never hitting each other. It's really awesome that we like fighting alongside a friend and just not even worrying about team damage. It also makes for some cool clips and moments when you guys like we'll like text each other sometimes, like me and friends, not necessarily just him, and be like, wow, that was awesome, can't believe we did that, that kind of thing. It doesn't happen with anyone as much as it happens with him. Pretty funny I say that because now I come to try and help him and get tunnel vision to come like rush across to go back him up, but he gets specialed by a war club. And what really sucked about that is I think that my longsword whack may have been the difference in him dying or not, because the war club special I don't think does as much damage as some others, so that longsword hit really kind of affected it. Now we get in a really cool duel and flourish at each other. This was really fun. One of those like boss battle things, so we hit him with the respect emote, but then the emoting gets us killed. Here we get ourselves into some big trouble. Don't know what I was thinking here and get hit a few times, but this is why you love playing with this guy. Very movie moment-esque. He kills someone and gets me up. Love to see it. And before I talk about him a little more, someone pointed out they would like us to be on voice chat and have that recorded so you can see their personalities as well. This is the problem. I would love to do that. Unfortunately, Xbox does not let you record voices when you get captures. Otherwise, I would absolutely do that because it would be a lot of fun. But getting back to the actual showcase, Frogbert is very, very good at the one-on-one fights. And I know dueling is a whole different animal because you have infinite time. You're doing all kinds of crazy drags and stuff. But if you meet him on the battlefield one-on-one and there's no one else around for a little bit before that timer goes off in your head, he's going to beat 9 out of 10 players, even if they're PC. Like, whenever I've come face-to-face with him, I've probably beat him, not like off the top of my head, I don't remember, but he almost always beats me. And again, that's where that versatility comes into play because he doesn't get pigeonholed into one kind of play style. He's got so many different ways he can beat you. And I have friends or people I recognize that I kind of know their weakness right off the bat, but that, again, I'm going to use that word again, versatility and well-roundedness in his whole game really just makes him a really tough out. And it leads to him, he could top the lobby, like I said, with any weapon, even without a war horn. And, right, so that's all I got to say about Frogbert. Let's get into the actual gameplay with him. Despite having us two and another friend, it really did take a while to get this one done. We were pushing it hard in the hamlet the whole time, but it really came down to that last minute. Here, after an intense fight with the Invisible Man, we get downed by our teammates, and they continue to beat the shit out of me. Just 3 guys beating the dog shit out of me, and I get killed. I'm going to point something out to you guys on Xbox. It may be all of console, but I definitely know it's a thing on Xbox. My motion blur is on, which I don't think should affect the video too much. I hope it's still okay to watch. But it's just subtle enough when you're playing that it could make you like a little motion sick and also just give you a headache and just be annoying and not even realizing it's there at first. And the reason that I bring this up is because even if you turn it off and then turn your Xbox on and play another, start playing again, it'll say it's off and it's still on, guys. So what you want to do every time you start up the game, unless you're a sociopath who loves motion blur or something, I don't know why games make this, I don't know who out there likes it, but for you guys that do, and just turn it on and then turn it off again, and you won't have to deal with this. Because looking back, I don't know how I put up the numbers I did with this because it is annoying, but I have a controller video where I mentioned that, and I'm going to try and update that because I have made a few changes. Another clutch revive by Sir Frogbert / Froggy Got Jokes, whichever he's going by right now. And that's why I love playing with him. Team player through and through. So this was a pretty cool one-on-one fight. I make a mistake at the end, but right now he's just spamming feints, which isn't the best call. And then when my team comes, I make the mistake of just going for the kill and didn't realize I would get hit in the moment. Watching back, it's pretty obvious. But great job by him. Despite this feints spamming, like I said, he did pretty well there and got me. And now, if you look at this, it's pretty interesting because they held on to the hamlet for a very long time until the last minute. And now they're kind of completely falling apart. We're getting the stones very quickly. And I think that's because some of these are easy to take. I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comments about this objective, because it really is only a few of them that are very difficult to overtake. And then if you get those ones, the rest just kind of fall.
Into the stone circle and slay the pagan warlord!
Not much going on after killing a few stragglers besides that pretty intense 1 versus 1 against a default knight with the messer. But we just start clearing up the stragglers, and now we're going to go after these druids. This objective can be pretty annoying because I feel like you can roll them the entire game. I've talked about this before, and then you don't really get enough time to get this done, where a lot of them can survive with, like, look, we rolled them for that whole last objective and we still only get 3.5 minutes. Now it's at 2:40. I don't know what that's about. Now, after getting ganked, the guy we beat in the one-on-one that was very honorable earlier keeps kicking me when I die, and honestly, it's kind of funny. I don't really mind. Down to the last 30, we start pushing the objective hard and sacrificing our stats. But we get the job done. A lot of these showcases are going to be a little shorter because unless it's a sweaty lobby, a lot of these wins happen a lot quicker on offense. Just because if you have a few good players, that's what can happen. I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll put our final stats up at the end. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Join the Discord.